tiny seeds were taking root, learning how to grow yet bear sweet fruit.
You ever pull up to a house in early spring, and it almost feels like the place is glowing? Like the tree is lit from the inside, soft pink, light white, everything else still waking up, and this one tree's already having a moment.
Yeah, and half the time the homeowner's standing there like, that's the one I want more of. You can see the decision happening in real time.
That glow, that little bit of theater, that's where this one starts. You're looking at a prunus. Most people just call it an ornamental cherry. Picture it. Not huge, kind of rounded. Sometimes it opens up more like a vase. Smooth bark, little lines running across it like somebody scored it with a blade.
And those little lines, you're not even noticing them at first because the flowers are doing all the work.
Exactly. Clouds of pink or white, so full they almost hide the branches. It can look less like a tree and more like blossoms suspended in the air. And that image sticks with people. In Japan, during cherry blossom season, people literally stop. They sit under these trees, eat, talk, just watch them.
And that right there tells you what this tree is. It's about a moment, not a lifetime. That's where people get tripped up. They see that spring bloom and think they're planting structure, like a big shade tree that's going to anchor the yard for decades. They're not.
It's more like a highlight reel instead of a full movie.
Exactly. I love using them up front, near the walk, close to the door, where the client actually experiences that bloom every spring. Perfect use. But I've also seen people line a whole driveway with ornamental cherries like they're building permanent bones into the property. 10 years later, half of them are thin, stressed, declining, and now everybody's confused.
Because nobody said the quiet part out loud.
Right, so let's say the quiet part out loud. Bad drainage, game over. Wet soil, they hate it. Heavy pruning, you're stressing a tree that's already giving you its big show early. And deer, especially on younger growth, if they can reach the leaves, they'll likely eat them.
So the lesson isn't don't use it, it's use it honestly.
Yeah, I tell clients straight, this is for spring, not forever. And weirdly, when you're that direct, people trust you more, because now they're choosing the tree for what it actually gives, not for some fantasy version of it.
A tree can still be worth planting even if its gift is brief, especially when the gift is big. All right, now imagine stepping closer to the house. Everything slows down, less flash, more detail. There's a tree that doesn't shout at you, it pulls you in. A Japanese maple, Acer japonicum.
And if ornamental cherry is the tree that wins from the street, Japanese maple is the one that wins from 10 feet away.
Yes, you notice the layers first. Branches almost stacked, like shelves. Then the leaves. Fine, almost lace-like. Some varieties stay green, some go deep red, and either way it doesn't feel like something you just pass by, it feels like something you stop at.
Which is why placement matters so much. People mess this one up by treating it like every other tree. Full sun, middle of the yard, wide open, no protection, and then they're shocked when it struggles.
That wide open part is the key, right? Because this isn't really a tree for exposure, it's a tree for relationship, to the house, to shade, to where the eye lands.
Exactly. Morning sun? Great. Afternoon shade? Even better. Good soil that drains well? That's your lane. But you stick a Japanese maple in a hot, dry, wide open spot and you'll watch it happen. Burn, thinning, crispy edges. It tells on you fast.
Crispy edges is one of those phrases clients understand instantly. Nobody forgets that.
Yeah, because they've seen it, and deer love this thing too, which is insult to injury. You finally get the placement right, and then a deer rolls through like it's a buffet.
So let me say it back and see if I have it. Japanese maple is not high drama in bloom like ornamental cherry. It's quieter than that. But because it's quieter, bad placement shows up even more brutally.
Almost. I'd say bad placement doesn't just show up brutally, it misses the whole point of the tree. I use these near patios, entryways, tight spaces where people will actually see that layered branching and leaf texture. But I've had to tell clients no. They want it in the middle of the lawn, full blast sun, just hanging out by itself. That's not where it lives.
It's more like placing art than planting a tree.
There it is. And one more thing. If you prune it too much because you're trying to shape it, you ruin the very shape that made you want it. Let it be what it is. Guide it early, sure, but don't overwork it.
Some trees ask for toughness, this one asks for restraint. Now step back out again. A little more space, a little more air around you, something quieter, something that stays with you longer. Katsura Circidiphyllum japonicum.
This is the one people don't always notice right away. And then later they're like, okay, wait, what is that tree?
Because it doesn't hit all at once, it kind of grows on you, soft shape, upright when it's young, then it relaxes as it gets older. The leaves are shaped like little hearts, almost like redbud, but thinner, lighter. Summer comes and it's calm, blue-green, almost understated.
And then fall shows up and the whole thing changes. Yellow, apricot, warm tones. It's not screaming for attention, but it absolutely has presence.
And then comes the detail people never believe until they experience it themselves.
Yeah, the smell. Caramel. Sometimes people say cotton candy. I've had clients literally walk the property asking, "Where's that coming from?" And it's the leaves. It's the tree. That's a memorable one.
Caramel is such a strange little gift for a tree to carry. It turns observation into memory.
But, same deal as the others. There's a catch. This one needs room, and it needs moisture that's consistent. Not wet, not swampy, but steady. You let it dry out too much, it'll show stress. You jam it between a driveway and a house, it never really develops the way it should.
So unlike Ornamental Cherry, which gives you the quick spring applause, Katsura is the long play.
Exactly. Bigger properties, spots where it can actually become something, that's where I like it. And early on, get the structure right. After that, leave it alone. Heavy pruning later usually means you're trying to fix a mistake you made at the beginning.
Which is a pretty human lesson too, honestly. Choose the setting well, be patient, and stop forcing the shape.
3 trees, 3 different jobs. One steals a season, one rewards attention, one waits, then surprises you. And if you know that going in, you don't just plant them, you place them.
Next time you see one in the wild, you'll notice it. See you all next time.
The roots run deep, our foundation true. Ready for the sunshine and the morning dew.